Very honored to opportunity to come here, meet everybody, and talk, some discussion, and I. Yeah, yeah. So before the talk start, I have some prayers in Tibetan. The meaning is pay homage to the Buddha and the unbroken lineage from the Buddha until now, the spiritual ancestors or whatever you call masters, or pay homage to this, pay the express my gratitude. They bring us Dharma, precious Dharma, and also whatever we do, the most important, the motivation, something up to us. We can motivate very big, liberate all sentient beings, so that anybody can do it. So, anybody can generate that mind. So reminding that. And also I inviting the unseen beings to listen to the Dharma. Some they have connection, then they can understand the Dharma. So that's briefly my prayer meaning, okay? Gerken shazun kamsimi chuji jero sechina nyaji da kara dola kara sangi lilo manu rovi tangi anin zomme don huda hudu gane jabji ban moro sugan sho ramna tonji khambala dan dewa jani da chong Kanga tuksi nyerzoni to tamshir khayibshir tambi chunar tonzad bi kodam de la shamsaralo Jerason zabgir vitan malu tarjan chabrangi dan tartun korlo tami Deshanyor tanki jersu shamba dan saksam pakhwato meja Harji tambir ngurtana sondan senjon zamor jeshinere kui chon kiba Khentrul Rinpoche pakhala jula som por ngurgula mandat. Stechini nyanjin jirme damja yayan chidbi okarajana kambalai wajan takhon kintana jibdi yanda khor. Shenying dolar zogdana nibi banzo sazir jenki ba rigdana senkhi zipshina dasta donya gindi nyenda sur. Moyo sandana adorji nan jorji alsemata khir sabje wandanjir the dilam jan oxer ngala jotu jabana la sorwane Chaksam dungara chandra chejim chen nyarso me khon jor jilas simchina don la nyar do chana Tamba namji num sarda sur. Kanji sen chora rawalani mandara da alhaji anojan da danga norvi oji mamba sendra saoni vi alam namakayan da. Kanji garala khorgi rojan arikwa anzambi tsong namakayan ba. Pedaga tamsha tarwa dambi gojira tabi khonyan shirna darshak. Kanda shoje tonga anjikte na dekshal hamar jirwaka. Sadagatan daratambi chuji chanbe uji nyambar noba tamshan darshak. Namo arya tari lai kada alada no jinada. Truvda da mai kanamada. Roa kanji darka jazambara tamsha kada daki chutando. So today's topic is probably the non-contradict of the different forms of Buddhism. So I'm not expert study thoroughly and Theravadan these traditions. Only study in the text what we have in Tibetan version, but not go monasteries and stay many years and experience. So, hasn't have that opportunity, but I have the idea and the doctrines. What is the differences? I think the most important, what I see is two things. One, when you obvious level appears, that's the different branches of Buddhism you see as very different, looks like very different. But the purpose is exactly same. So even the methods not same, but the purpose is the same. The benefits is the same. So that's we have to understand. So and then the other thing is even there is some difference, some different viewpoints. That doesn't really matter because Buddha taught Dharma for everybody, for all sentient beings. So which means all sentient beings that mentality is not same. The mental capacity cannot be same, right? So we know. That's why Buddha taught what is benefits for them, which audience have benefits. He only taught that. So that's why we believe that Buddha have many different teachings, which means provisional teaching and definitive teaching. So that's why that is nothing wrong. It's and some poetries say, some realized masters and they're singing some poem, songs they sing and say, oh, the biggest liar of the Buddha taught so many provisional teachings, and so it's obscure the ultimate reality. But that's just just poem. Okay, the real meaning is Buddha's the skillful means to tell everybody what they can do, what's their level, depend who you are and where you at, and what is your capacity, and that level Buddha taught. So that's why even there is a different viewpoints, it doesn't matter. The whole purpose is benefit all sentient beings, everybody liberate from the suffering. So that's nobody can deny that. So so that's why it doesn't matter. Sometimes I give example, just like what we talking to children and what we talking to like children, like 5 years old children, or like 10, 13, like that kind of children, and the fully adult person, the same situation, we talk differently, right? Even the same goal and same situation, we have to talk differently. Otherwise, you can't, very complicated situation, you can't talk a 5-year child the whole thing, So that's one example. The other example is medicine. So the medicine, so your medication is not suitable for me, my medication is not suitable for you, but they all in total value is the same. Total value is the same, but it doesn't have to be individually have to be the same value exact. So so that's why I think these things, if we understand, then is very good. And also the other difference is the culture, the culture and customs. So sometimes we have to distinguish what is the real Dharma and what is the culture, and custom, So cultural custom, sometimes we misunderstand as a real Dharma. Okay, so the cultural custom sometimes have good cultural custom, but also there's not so good custom as well. So if we distinguish this, then it's no problem. So what is the real Dharma is, the understanding the true nature. So you waken up from the illusion, and so you can liberate either yourself or sentient beings. So if you want to make if you are feels like let's say if fire or something happens, do you fear the most important, save myself from the fire, or you want to save the whole family? If you feel if I can't save my family, it's not much worth just save myself. Do you fear this, or you could fear like this, but also you could fear at least I have to save myself, even I couldn't save my family. The same thing is the community or the group or the country or the global or the all sentient being. That's different mental capacity, So it is worth either way. Either way, you save yourself from the suffering. You liberate yourself is suffering is worthwhile. But also, if you fail or if I can't liberate all sentient beings, there is not worthwhile. That's also is, that's also is both acceptable. Okay, so the both is Dharma. So that motivation and that determination, that's inspiration, is both Dharma. And so then the fundamental the Buddha Dharma is the Four Noble Truth, of course, the Four Noble Truth. The Four Noble Truth is nobody can deny. As long as you are follower of Buddha, you can't deny. That's impossible. Whether you are Theravada or whether you are Mahayana, or you are the Vajrayana, Tibetan Buddhism, whatever you are, Zen Buddhism, doesn't matter. Whatever, you cannot deny. You have to follow the Four Noble Truth. And you have to follow the Eightfold Path. That's everybody doing. But how emphasized is different sometimes, and how the culture is different, okay? So when we understand the emphasize the difference, or when we understand the culture difference, custom difference, then we shouldn't judge Dharma by that. So custom is very different. For instance, let's say Theravadins, for instance, emphasize that the not eating afternoon, and you go big and bowl with big and bowl, and all these things emphasize, and the others don't emphasize. But is that real Dharma? Yes, that's real Dharma. Exactly what what is during the Buddha time, all the disciples have no belongs, nothing, no belong, nothing, almost nothing. That's just few robes and few things that you can belong. Anything else you can't belong. So they're doing this, and they're still doing this, right? The others not doing this, they're not doing this, but they're not emphasizing on that. They're not emphasizing that. It doesn't mean you have to deny. It's not. You can't deny that. You have to say, "Oh, this is important to do," but there's so many other important things to do. So they didn't emphasize that. Okay. So, for instance, then the Mahayana. So Mahayana means which means originated from China, and then come to the Japan and Korea, Vietnam, these countries. Okay, so they are vegetarian. They emphasize vegetarian. Okay, they emphasize vegetarian, So vegetarian, emphasize vegetarian means also just monks emphasize vegetarian. It doesn't mean every single disciple is vegetarian, but they emphasize it vegetarian. So why they emphasize vegetarian? Because many Mahayana the sutras emphasize so much on vegetarian. So that's why they're doing this. That's the emphasize. But nobody can deny this. As long as the harmful, the eating meat is as long as harmful, none of Buddhists can deny. Oh, this is not how to say no harmful or harmful doesn't matter. You can't deny that's impossible. But Theravadins not emphasizing that completely because Theravadin emphasizing you begging food and you not make fussy say other people, oh, I don't want meat, give anything else, but I don't want meat. Is you not saying that is you whatever other people are able to give you, you accept it, right? So like that. And then maybe I could say Himalaya Buddhism or Tibetan Buddhism, which means Vajrayana. Vajrayana is Himalaya Buddhism. Come from in India to Tibet and then go back to Tibet to Mongolia, Bhutan, and all the other Ladakh and all the other Himalayas. Okay. Come back to the Himalayas, okay? So this one is Vajrayana Buddhism. So they're not emphasizing the vegetarian, okay? Why they not emphasize vegetarian? Many reasons. Firstly, the Himalayas have in the ancient time you can't get any vegetable whatsoever. You don't even know what vegetarian is something a food. Even where I grew up, I didn't know is vegetable is something to eat. I didn't know until I'm 16. Okay, so when I was 16, I visited another province. They're eating vegetables. So usually we think this vegetables something animals to eat, So we don't have shops, we don't have nothing. 2 weeks journey if you want to buy something. There is even that place no vegetables. You can buy only grains and flowers and those things. Patterns, those things you can buy. So what we have available is animals. Animal die, we eat the meat. Sometimes if there's no food, then people kill the animal and they eat. So that's as shocking for other people. Or what the Buddhism is, the principle is no harm any sentient being, and then at the same time you kill and eat. What is that? So. That is a limitation. Akor is a limitation. So some people just kill and eat, just see as food and nothing else. And fishing for fun, and many hunting for fun. But that's what Buddhists kill yaks and eating is different because they're not thinking is for fun. They're not thinking it's just food. They're thinking there is no other choice, and they're sad and guilt, and then at the same time kill and eat, and then they then cry and then prayer and do prayer. I remember when I young, somebody have to kill this, and then we are crying. Only women never kill, children never kill. Only men kills. All men also not willing to kill, but some kill. And then we cry, and then we we sell the skin and the furs, everything we sell and make money, and then make prayer flags, and then we all the family members we promise millions mantras, and we did all the whole year we have busy to doing these mantras because we have to kill yak. It's different. They're killing, yes, but the killing is. They're not killing with pride or for fun. They're killing with sadness and guilt, so yeah, it's kind of like no choice, so that's why that's also I have to understand, like basically they couldn't sacrifice you die rather than kill someone. That should be if you practice in perfect Dharma 100%, then yes, you should be die instead kill. But that's other people, everybody's limitation, right? So everybody's limitation. So that's why they do this. So all these things is very complicated, that's why in the West, everybody Buddhism is they assure all Buddhists as vegetarian, but actually majority of Buddhists are not vegetarian. Okay, the reason, and there's many reasons, those things, and then that's the wearing robes very differently, right? Wearing robes very differently, and then so which one is the real Buddha? What wear? What Buddha really wear? What is it? Is Tibetans wear close to the Buddha, and the Theravadins much more closer. Where Buddha wear, but but the Chinese they're making this sleeve, and the Chinese come from Chinese Buddhism Mahayana. They think they in their culture involved, so they cannot see skin. Okay, you have skin, you see skin, not allowed to see skin. So that's why they're wearing pants and everything. So it's totally different. Totally different. So what I'm wearing today is not Tibetan, it's not Chinese, it's not Korean, it's not Theravada. I made a new one. Okay? So I made a new one. Because why I made a new one? Because many years I wear traditional, but then I realized nobody is exactly what Buddha wears. So, so what's the point? Just make a new one for fun, I thought. So that's why I think there's a lot of confusion, like a lot of confusion to look at the wear robes, and somebody eating not afternoon, somebody eating, somebody not eating meat, somebody eating meat. And then we have like Zen Buddhism, you have nothing. You emphasize is how do you say, everything clean, tidy, nothing. And then the Tibetan Buddhism, so much implements and rituals and so many sound, music. It's look like it's contradiction. Look like it's not same exactly. But we have to remember the purpose is the same. The purpose is liberating oneself from the suffering and liberating sentient beings from the suffering. Everybody principle is as much as benefit all sentient beings, but at least minimum level not harm any sentient being. So that's why we try to avoid insects or anything. Avoid to kill. Even accidentally. It's not purposely, but accidentally also is try. And from the childhood, everybody trained this, and the children and everything. So that is differences. So if you think of that, the non-Buddhist, they have kindness and compassion for the human beings, but they don't call the other sentient beings. The other sentient beings is kind of for humans, for humans to use. But Buddhists don't think that way. Yes, even you have to, that Tibetans sometimes have to kill yaks and to feed the family. But they think that this is wrong, and then cry, and we killing like this. We killing the parents. We feeling like killing the parents. The animals give us many things whole life, and then one day you kill them. So they know it's wrong, but it's the life, the limitation of practice. Not everybody perfect yet, not everybody enlightened yet. So enter, then you have limitation. So you can't sacrifice your own life to not killing. That's all dream. And also before Buddhism flourished to Tibet, there is so many they accustomed to the animals. Of course, long time ago, animals is wild, and they tamed all animals and become is like their wealth. So And then this long time, the habit to kill, yaks, eat, of course. So that's a completely you have to transform. It's difficult, But in the past, the sacrifice animals for the religion, those things they completely finished. So this one, only for survive have no choice, they kill. But sacrifice or those things, they don't do that. But in the past, they do that. It seems like many places in the world, they do that. So like that. So yeah. So my main point of what I'm trying to say is, we have to understand all the Buddha Shakyamuni followers. We have to unite together, and we have to unite together to we understand each other and recognize each other. Our principle is the same. Just it's just different culture and different emphasis, different focus, but the purpose same. So that's we have to understand. Also, non-contradict and our Buddha taught, because Buddha taught many different teachings. So I heard some Theravadins and these people say that Tibetan Buddhism is not Buddhism, is Lamaism. Lamaism is not Buddha taught, and also some say this the Mahayana Buddhism is not Buddha taught, is Nagarjuna and these people just taught. But it doesn't matter, to me it doesn't matter. It is if it's beneficial, for the humanity, is beneficial for the oneself, then is okay, Buddha taught, or even not Buddha taught, somebody manifest Buddha, maybe Buddha's manifestation, So I wouldn't even argue. Even argue come from Buddha or not Buddha, as long as beneficial. I care about the benefit, the benefits, and you can match with Buddha's teachings, The obvious level Buddha taught for everybody is like Theravada Dharma. So as long as they match this, may you not match directly, but if you on deep level you can match it, then it's no problem. For instance, let's say Tibetan huge ritual. Let's say Tibetans, the refuge prayer. First Lama, I take a refugee Lama, and then Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So that sounds very strange for some people, because Lama is just normal human being. Then why you put Lama as before Buddha, right? So that sounds strange, and then it's reasonable to say Lamaism, but there is benefit. There is benefit we experienced, through the experience. We can't deny that one. So what it means is when people have incredible faith and devotion to the Lama, and then the transforms, the spiritual transformation is there, So that's why it's like more effective than like Buddha, because it's not Buddha, it's not excellent Buddha, but it's the human being's capacity is too far away. Buddha is too far away, but you have perfect human being like you respect, like Buddha is there and in front of you, and you can access, like as a human being, and they have the same level of the, and faith and devotion. It's incredibly powerful, and that's why you can't deny that, So that's why it is Lamaism. Yes, it's kind of sometimes maybe it looks too much. For instance, I tell you one of my experience. One time I went to Hong Kong, somebody's Dharma center. I went there, but I'm a little bit late. Everybody sit there and everything. I entered. There's 3 lamas sitting there, and I went there and respected, but they're not moving. It sounds like not friendly. Oh my gosh, what is happening? I then look carefully. It's not lamas. It's lama statues. Lama statues, But then I realized, oh yes, because we emphasize so much lamas. Lamas that is for devotionals. That's very good because they get good feelings. But for strangers, it's very strange because like it's like a normal human. But if you have Buddha image, then is acceptable for everybody. Is everybody is very easily can respect the Buddha image. But if there's Lama image, then sometimes Lama image is bigger than Buddha, and like some people emphasize this too much. Like so, then I realized, oh yeah, it's make differences for strangers, because I didn't get a very good feeling, that. So that's why it's a lot of confusion, But I think important to know these things, But what I want to tell you is like the Tibetan music, or many, like the Vinaya. If you focus Vinaya and Theravada Vinaya, Theravada Vinaya and Tibetan Vinaya is same. It sometimes seems like even Tibetan Vinaya is more strict. A few times I have discussion with the Theravada monks, and we have more strict, because for instance, Theravada, you can be monk anytime, you can disrobe anytime. Then you can be monk again anytime and disrobe anytime. That is so, like, how do you say, so easy and so convenient. So convenience, so that's is anybody you can do it, for short time, it's not that hard. But Tibetan monks means forever enter die, So that's why I think bring many big problems, because people cannot maintain a whole life, like, and then many problems. So that's why also Tibetans, if we couldn't maintain the monk, then people a little bit shamed. So, and that's why even somebody ex-monk, they try to hide. They don't tell I was monk. They try to hide. But I come to the Western people say, oh, I was monk a few days. I was monk in a few years, and they tell something like pride, From the beginning, I thought, oh my gosh, these people have no shame. I thought like that, but no, slowly, I thinking, oh, that makes sense, because just Theravadins, they can do this, So they learn from Theravadins. So okay, it is makes sense now. I had experience among life. So why not? It's not pride, But from beginning, because my culture, so I thought, oh, these people have no shame. So arrogant, still they tell this, like you should be shamed, but you still telling the pride. So anyway, so it's then according to the Vinaya, and then this the music or this things, is forbidden. Okay, but then Tibetan Buddhism have so much music and incredible things, So how not contradict that, How not contradict this is because the music and everything for the offering of the Buddha, enlightened beings, So there's huge ritual and beautiful meaning. The Tibetan Tantrayana, if you read it, the text, incredible deep meaning, So that's why it's music and everything is offering, not in the Vinaya forbidden, because if you music understands, then you feel pride, you feel agitated, all those things. That's why it's forbidden. But in the Tantrayana, why this is important? Because you're doing for music, That's the one thing. Okay. So the other thing I want to tell you is a little bit difficult to understand, but in the Tantrayana, your emotions is not meant to be always abundant. Your emotions meant to be used as a part. Okay, so that means your excitement and your desire and excitement, everything, is meant to be used as a part. Okay, in Theravada way, you have to you have to minimize as much as you can, right? And it's not just Theravada, and our Vinaya is like this exactly. And also, I'm telling sometimes this, and I'm writing some articles and like this. Actually, reality, even the Tibetan and images and everything Tantrayana, and they have rituals and many things at Tantrayana. But still there is so much Sutrayana influence. So that's why sometimes I criticize them and say, oh, we are not really Tantrayana, we just fake Tantrayana, we are so much influent Sutrayana, so much influent Vinaya, everything, So that's why Tantra teaches only the monks, not lay people, meant to be Tantra for everybody. But it's only teaches monks and nuns. Why? Because they're so much influent from the Vinaya. Okay? So that's why they respect the Vinaya. That's why we have strict Vinaya. And looks like not strict, okay? The other way point of view, or they're eating food all the time, they're eating meat, and they're wearing different strange robes, and they have music and many things, but actually they are strict, Most of them is strict. So that's why is everything looks like contradictory things is not contradictory, So that's why we have to understand this. And then, of course, Four Noble Truth. And this is Four Noble Truth and this Eightfold Path. Doesn't matter where you go. Mahayana, huge sutras, and you have Tantrayana, you have so much. All still applies. The Buddha taught this Four Noble Truth is incredible. Incredible, how to say, summarized. The core Buddhism, the core Buddhism is go with this. So that's why it's not in the contradictory, So like that. So it's how long I went too far?
45 minutes.
Okay. 45 minutes. Huh? Yeah, so what we should talk? What else?
Meditation.
Huh?
The meditation differences.
Oh, meditation. Okay. Yeah, the meditation is also, we have so much differences. Even we say Vipassana, and even we say Shamatha and Vipassana. Even the same name, but it's emphasized very differently. Okay? So, according to Tibetan point of view, if you say Shamatha, or Shamatha means fundamental practice. Everybody should do practice. Everybody can do this. It doesn't matter, even you don't have to be Buddhist, non-Buddhist, anybody can practice Shamatha. Shamatha means that it doesn't involve anything Buddhism. It's just like tool. Somebody can do like tool. So we see that way. So shamatha means really if you achieve the shamatha means you tamed your mind, which means normally people's mind is like a brat child. So if you think, oh, I don't want to think about. If you said stop thinking and then all the time thinking, so like that, and then if you achieve shamatha, then you are if you live like this, live without thinking is like a mountain and never move. And if you let them think, can think much more better than normal people. Okay, that is shamatha achievement. And then vipassana we call hangtong. So hangtong means you seen extra. You seen extra. You see something or realize much more than normal. So we call that. And Tibetan in Sutrayana, we put that is mainly associated with emptiness, to understand the selfless emptiness. If you have to understand the selfless emptiness, then you have to have the vipassana. We say like that. And then you go to the other traditions like Nyama tradition, Dzogchen, and this. Then they talk like vipassana and the shamatha inseparable. Inseparable. Like that kind of. They introduce like this way. Okay. So it just basically the awareness, the awareness is both shamatha and vipassana. They talk like that way. So like that way, it's all have a different view. So when I come to the Theravada, this shamatha, the vipassana seems like you visualize it mostly impermanent, right? The falling and rising. So it emphasizes on that. So everybody the same meaning, but emphasize a little bit differently, but the same purpose. The purpose is everybody see the reality and free from the illusion, right? So that is everybody's goal. Emphasize differently, but it's the same goal. Okay, and then Tibetan have analytical meditation. Analytical meditation means you analyze, you thinking. Like usually people think is a little bit random and scatty. So if you concentrate very well and then you real analyze, so that's like where is me, where's myself, and you analyze everything, entire body, everywhere. Then you analyze, then you can't find anything, you can't pinpoint anything, and then through this, some people can realize selfless. And then also Tibetan have this debate system. That's we don't call meditation, but is similar to analyzing. Analyzing you two people arguing, but arguing with rules. It's not random argue. It's with rules. Then this make a structure and a rule with argue make your mind is very sharp. And you cannot go wrong way, and then everything, figure is much more sharper way, and so that is also meditation. You can say that it's not known as meditation, but it's the same effect, the analytical meditation, So and then the other meditation is visualization meditation. Visualization meditation. It's not only Tantrayana, but also have many things you break down, and everything, every single, every part you make, how you say, anything you visualize it, every part you make visualize it properly, right? So there is a little bit different than visualization and the imagination. So imagination means you can imagine anything. You are not donkey, but you can imagine you're donkey. You are not snake, but you can visualize. You can imagine you're snake. But visualization means we talking about visualization, deities, all these things, Latin beings, and Latin beings and pure everything. We visualize this because we believe the reality. The ultimate reality is a perfect enlightened nature for everybody possess. That's why is what we call visualization, or we call generation. You generate what is the reality. Okay, so the single pointed meditation, usually everybody will know in the single pointed meditation, is you try to, the goal is shamatha. So through this, you can achieve the shamatha. So the process of the meditation, the single pointer meditation, I think you all know. But different traditions have different methods, but all similar. Okay. For instance, one, you just stop in thinking. That's one way. The other way is you instead you stop and you are aware. You every single thing aware, and you're not stopping. But you make aware everything, every movement your thoughts. That's also not easy. So so as long as you are aware, then is the effect the same as stopping. Okay, some people can be stopped. So you have to use this at different times, different stages, and different mood. you have to use these things differently. So the main point is you exercise in your mind. Is the mind is you controlling, your person controlling the mind, not mind controlling the person, right? So that's the whole purpose. That's the same thing, when we say anger, desire, everything, you abandon them or you are using as a part. Means either way, desire, anger, not controlling you, you controlling them. So that then is the, doesn't matter the Vajrayana, the Tantra, Mahayana, and the Theravada, the goal is very similar. So basically, you are not controlled by emotions, negatives and negative emotions. The positive emotions, of course, you can generate, no problem. But the negative emotions, not controlling you. So as long as you lost the control, then you do wrong things. Then you do wrong things, then you have consequence. So that's everybody's the same goal, So there's no huge differences. So the meditation, I think the Venables maybe guided meditation better. So I'm not very good guided meditation. So is that,
Pandamayang Dhamma Kataya Sadhu Karang Nadama Se Sadhu 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 Anumodami. Thank you, Rinpoche, for sharing some Dhamma with us. It's really lovely that you've come to spend some time here at the monastery.
My pleasure. Thank you so much, Ile. Give me opportunity.
And so at this time we do some meditation practice. So sitting meditation, walking meditation.